Show. I'm your host, Ice, with my man Kane over here. Kane, what's going on, brother?
What's up, my man? Doing pretty good. What about yourself? I see you wearing my Eagle Green over there, man. What's going on?
Hey, well, opening day of free agency, so I had to wear the throwback T.O. jersey. Reminded to one of the biggest free agents we ever signed.
Yeah, it was. I remember that. Man, that was a good day. I remember that.
Yeah, signed Javon Curse, got T.O., so that's big time. But anyway, I just want to remind everybody to hit that subscribe button, okay? Go ahead and support us. Hit subscribe. We appreciate everybody watching. Keep it up. Tell your friends about us. Put links on Facebook, Twitter. Hey, feel free to interact with us anytime. We'll definitely answer. And also, we have a NCAA March Madness bracket contest coming up. So, if you want to be involved in that, just leave a comment below, and we will get in touch with you. Or you can hit us up on Twitter or Facebook. But like I said, if you leave a comment below, we will get in touch with you to get you in the contest. All right? All right. So, Kane, let's go NFL, man. So, what was your big impressions on the first day of free agency?
Well, I think my Eagles made a splash on offense, man. I really think we helped the offense out. I know Carson Wentz was probably smiling his butt off today. He finally got a couple of receivers that can get open and catch the ball. The Eagles picked up Torrey Smith, who I said on Twitter earlier, he's not elite, but he's an upgrade over what we have now.
Yeah.
He can be a solid number 2. He's a deep threat. Hopefully he's a mentor to our young receivers who are struggling, getting open, struggling with their catching and concentration. So I really like the pick, and especially for the price we got him at. I mean, you can't beat it to get a starting wide receiver for $4 million a year. Right. You just can't beat that. Of course, the second signing was the one that we tried to make a trade for last year at the trade deadline with the Bears, picking up Alshon Jeffrey.
Cox. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I knew that was coming for some damn reason. Oh, man. Okay, I'll pull for him, although he went to South Carolina. He wears my green now, so I'm going to pull for him. Now, we're talking about a true number 1 receiver, though. Somebody who can go up in traffic, makes the tough catches, can go over the middle, and not elite speed, but he can beat you deep as well. So I think the Eagles now have a number 1 receiver. With that being said, it was only a 1-year deal.
Right. So he should be motivated.
Exactly. And like you said, I really believe Alshon didn't like the offers he was getting for long-term deals, particularly because of the suspension that he's coming off of. So I really believe that kind of really hurt him on the market, his price. So I think he's going to bet on himself with this 1-year deal. And he's going to be like, look, I'm going to show you that, those first few years wasn't a fluke before I start getting in that trouble. So the Eagles made a splash, and also picking up a lineman from the Texans as well, which we do need some guards, because we know Chip Kelly got rid of all our interior offensive linemen as well. So the Eagles had a pretty good day there. So what was your impressions of the pickups there from the Birds?
Well, I was impressed. I was surprised they got 2 veteran receivers.
Yeah.
And relatively young veteran. These dudes aren't like over 30. So they should still be tread on tires. And if nothing else, the young receivers we have should be able to learn just from watching these guys. My question is, who's gonna go? I can't imagine that the Eagles are gonna keep Matthews, Aguilar,
Dario being Beckham. Yeah.
And with these, I'm thinking Matthews is gonna be gone because he probably.
You think they'll move Matthews?
Because I can't imagine that Aguilar has much trade value.
Yeah, you're right on that. Exactly. Either one of the 2 backups having some trade value.
Plus, potential-wise, Beckham and Aguilar have a higher ceiling. If Aguilar gets his mind right, he could be a better player than Matthew. If he gets his mind right, he has more physical ability.
True. That he does. He's got the tools. Maybe he needs to change the scenery. Maybe that would be. But right now, the trade value on Aguilar is so low
Right.
because of what he has shown us. I'm not sure what the Eagles can pick up for that. But with that being said, somebody's got to go. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. And plus, I read an article that we're actually over the cap.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to dump some people regardless, some more people regardless.
Plus, Matthews' contract will come up sooner than the other two guys, right? So I could see them shipping Matthews out. Which I don't think Matthews is a bad player, but I think he's kind of reached his.
Yeah, I think he's a number two. Yeah, I think he's a slot receiver or a number two. I just don't think he'll be a number one ever in this league.
Right.
Like I said, if you got the correct number one across from you, you can be an effective wide receiver because he's going to draw the double teams and the attention of the defense. So, the Eagles are kind of in a tough spot. It'd be interesting to see what they do with these wide receivers.
Yeah, and I know, of course, you've been out there on that Jaguar beat. It looks like they're winning the offseason again with some of the moves they've been making.
Third year in a row, baby. Third year in a row, Jacksonville. Off-season champions, baby.
Yeah, if only this was like recruiting rankings where it translated into actual victories,
Oh, they'd be Alabama if they was recruiting. I'm telling you, they pulling them in. Yeah, I mean they blew the wad. They spent a lot of money, picked up Calais Campbell from Arizona. I don't remember the exact details, but it was upward of almost $60 million for Calais Campbell over 4 years. They also got Bowie, the corner from the Texans. So that was a big pickup for them. But with this being said, they bled off a lot too. They cut and removed and traded quite a few players off of that team from last year, which you don't know is going to help or hurt them because we don't know. Right. I mean, it didn't help them last year. So, they cut some. They're going to move some pieces.
Staff. So, right, there's a new, well, these new guys fit, hopefully fit into the new schemes and things that they're using. Also, I guess caught my attention, of course, all the quarterback drama.
Yeah, that was big.
Everybody expected Romo to be released, and then it's all of a sudden, you know what? I think we're going to trade him. Yeah. And then the big surprise, Osweiler gets traded to Cleveland, and I'm flipping him to somebody else. So
yeah, I hope he didn't buy that brand new house in Houston there, man, because he's gonna have to sell that and get him a condo in Cleveland. I advise nobody not to buy anything solid that you're gonna have to keep in Cleveland. Matter of fact, just buy an apartment and leave the car at the apartment. Just leave it there and put it in the lease. And whoever leases it next can have the car.
Sure, LeBron has some mega mansion. Just say, hey, can I rent a room out? I know you got a lot of security and everything. So can I just rent a room out in your place?
Yeah, with the way celebrities' houses are getting broken in LA, yeah, LeBron might want to invest in some security up there in Cleveland because I know it ain't too much better.
Dude, I'm sure he has. I'm sure there's a ridiculous level of security. Not just for him, but I could imagine family members,
Yeah.
Especially when he left and went to Miami.
Hey, y'all know LeBron ain't home. Let's go to his house, man. Let's go to his house.
Well, I'm saying, like all the anger, I'm sure he got some cousins or something,
Yep, you're right.
And as crazy as some people are, particularly in that, in that part of the country, but all right.
Let's talk about a few names that are still out there. You got Adrian Peterson still out there. You got Terrell Pryor, who everybody thought was going to be the hot thing here at wide receiver. Martellus Bennett, he's an unrestricted free agent after being with the Patriots for a year.
Yeah.
The Patriots signed a tight end today. I can't remember exactly who they signed.
They traded for Allen from the Colts.
Yeah, so that tells you Bennett's not going to be back, and then they hope that Gronk comes back off injury, as well. Fat boy Eddie Lacy, who's cost me 2 fantasy championships in the last 2 years, is a free agent. Man, I don't know what's up with these Alabama running backs. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't touch one with a 10-foot pole right now. man, because all of these boys are just hot garbage when they get in the NBA, in the NFL, man.
I think, yeah, I think, I think a lot of it has to do with playing in, playing with guys who are superior to the guys they're playing against. Like, because Alabama puts a lot of offensive linemen in the NFL,
A lot.
right? So I think a lot of times when they're just blowing people off the ball, you're not seeing that the Alabama running backs don't have the lateral quickness that maybe the NFL requires. You know, just that little
3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yep, that little extra wiggle you might need to get 4 or 5 yards instead of 2 yards. So,
Yep, exactly.
You know, and even the only one that's really had much success to get a big second contract is the dude in New Orleans.
Yeah, Mark Ingram.
Yeah, and even it took a little while for him to get on track.
Yeah, he was slow those first couple of years.
Yeah,
he was gonna look like he was gonna be, you know, Trent Richardson, but
yeah, he kind of he lost some weight, kind of slimmed down, you know, changed his game up a little bit.
And now that you think about it, all these running backs that Alabama have, they're all big guys. They might not be tall, but they're all just big guys. You don't have this slim, you know, the slim, quick running back that, you know, some schools might have a power back and then they have a smaller back that's a change of pace guy. All these guys at Bama are, you know, 6 foot, 220, you know, big guys. So, you know, maybe that works at Alabama because you said you're running behind 5 All-Americans. I mean, who's going to look good? I mean, I can put you back there. You can get 70 yards a game in Alabama. Well, 65. The Bears finally got rid of Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
How long has that been since we thought Jay Cutler would be, you know, jobless?
Well, you know, and I'll say the Texans have shown that they're willing to go all in, but when they realize a mistake, they go all out. And I think Chicago wasn't willing to cut the cord 3 or 4 years ago when it became obvious they should cut it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's some big names out there this year. Jamal Charles, Julius Peppers. He's old. DeMarcus Ware's getting up there. He's out there. What about the Raiders running back, Latavius Murray? He's gonna be a free agent.
I could see Peterson going to the Raiders. He seemed like he'd be a good fit. I could see Bennett, the tight end, going to Seattle, be with his brother. You know?
Yeah, I did see a story about that. He may be playing. He might want to play with his brother. So,
and I could see them. They need, they could use a little offensive punch. And with Bennett and Jimmy Graham, you got 2 different types of tight end.
Yeah,
really do some things. Plus, Pete Carroll's going to, let Bennett be Bennett.
Guess who else is a free agent from the Eagles? Nolan Carroll.
Oh, gosh.
He's an unrestricted free agent. Would you want to sign him back?
I think on teams' list, Nolan Carroll is like on the same tier with Eric DeWalt. I think we're right there together. I think,
I'll tell you what. I'll pay you the same thing I'd pay him and probably get the same kind of results from it.
Yeah. No.
You would be toast before the play. He would be toast after the play.
Yeah. Now, hopefully, with the free agency we got, won't have to draft a wide receiver, so we can focus on drafting some corners who can compete. Like I'm not expecting them to be all pros, but just some guys who can physically compete, play in, play out.
Yeah. I mean, how nice would it be nice to have Eric Rowe on the team, who we gave up on a little too early. If you
drafted a guy like that,
seems like we drafted a guy like that and traded him away for a bucket of KFC, pretty much. I mean,
who contributed to a Super Bowl winning team with the #1 defense? Interesting.
Man, I don't know.
Move Howie.
Yeah, well, Howie can't win them all, so hey, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
But for the Eagles, do you think they go? What do you think they go with that number 14 pick? Do you think they try to go after corner or?
Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is my dream. Okay.
Yeah, mine too.
Let's possess the ball as much as possible. Do not expose our pitiful cornerbacks. All right.
The thing I like about Dalvin Cook is he's versatile. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He did everything at Florida State. He blocked, he ran, he caught the ball out of the backfield. For 3 years, he was their most explosive player, their most consistent player.
Right.
He played. He did get banged up a couple of times.
For Florida State to be the most.
Yeah, I mean, he carried Florida State 2 years. After Jameis was gone. He's very versatile. Being an ACC football fan, I sit there and watch him every week just tear up the ACC for the last couple of seasons. Me, for once, I'm glad he's out of the ACC. I'd like to see him in Philadelphia behind Carson Wentz.
Well, this is what I imagine. It's very easy for me to imagine Dalvin Cook doing the same sort of things Jamal Charles did in Kansas City.
Yep.
And Peterson was the offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? And now he's, of course, in Philly. It seems like that would just be a natural plug and play with Dalvin Cook because you can just see him doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
Be even a little bit better sometimes. But so anyway, Rob, think about it. Shout out to Shango of Shango Live. I know you're worried now because the Eagles got some wide receivers to come after your pitiful defensive backs. Pass rushing Cowboys. All right.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that today. We lost to the Cowboys by this much both times, with no offensive line, no running game, and 2 garbage receivers.
Oh, gosh, how could I forget? Right in our division, the other big free agent pickup, Brandon Marshall, goes to New York on a relatively cheap deal.
Yeah.
Beckham, he should have numbers because they throw the ball like crazy.
When you look at that wide receiver core, though, when you got Beckham, now you add Brandon Marshall, and then the rookie Sterling Shepard.
Yeah,
man. That's a pretty dangerous wide receiver core right there.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if Adrian Peterson goes to New York. It would shock me, to be honest with you. They're going to get a running back.
They need one, but we'll see. We'll see if they want to spend on it. So
if I'm there, I wouldn't spend too much because they don't run the ball enough to justify it. But all right, so let's switch gears. Go to NBA. Of course, been an exciting week in big games. Saw Kawhi Leonard basically shut down the Rockets. At the end of the game to win it. Spurs seem to be peaking, I guess, as we get toward the end of the season, which they normally do. Warriors been reeling a little bit, obviously, since the injury. I think maybe some fatigue. I guess you can a little bit.
They're choking. It's not fatigue. It's choking, man. Come on, man. Call it what it is.
I mean, choking against the Celtics. I don't even think they get up for the Celtics. You know what I mean?
Hey, when you're the big dog on the block, everybody gonna come for you every week. You gotta be ready.
Yeah.
What did I say? What did I say last week? I told you Golden State is not getting out of the West this year.
All right. I tell you what. Let's place a wager on that because I think it will. When Kevin Durant is back, they're gonna go right back to rolling. And a fresh Kevin Durant. No.
He gonna be out of game shape, man.
Nah. Plus, by then Curry will be back to Curry we saw last year.
Did you see the Curry against Boston? He didn't look like the Curry last year.
He's tired, man. He's a little worn down,
Man, you 25 years old. How tired can you be?
You be very tired, okay? That's a lot of travel, a little uninterested.
Well, it was different from when you were 25. You wasn't playing basketball. You were, other things.
I was overweight. Some things
I mean, come on. You're relatively young. This team should be spring chickens. All of these boys are spring chickens. Everybody's young on this team.
But at the same time, I think at some point you can just be a little uninteresting. I mean, they play 82 games this season.
Yeah, but you need these games.
They've struggled since Durant's been hurt, and they still have the best record in the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they need these games. The Spurs are what, a game and a half behind them now?
That's true. I'm interested to see what happens at the bottom of the East because
Miami's coming up.
I know Chicago's in there. I don't think Chicago wants to make the playoffs, especially looking at some of the trades they made. Miami's close. I don't think Miami wants to be in the playoffs. All these teams want a shot at winning the lottery.
I mean, yeah. The bottom of the East is fun, but I really think the top of the East is going to be, I say the top 4 or 5 teams. Of course, everybody knows Cleveland's going to be, the number 1 seed and hang on to that. But they're going to have a little tougher road this year. Washington playing ball.
Going to the finals.
Who?
The Washington Wizards.
Okay. Apparently you had a couple of Budweisers the night before we went on the air.
Nope, I'm telling you. Okay, Kyrie Irving is going to get hurt. Okay? That's going to open the door. All right?
LeBron can beat Washington by himself,
I'm telling you, the fact that Kyrie finished last season and, played through, that was an anomaly. Okay? That's not the norm for him. All right?
Okay.
It's just a matter of time for Tristan and Chloe, that results in some sort of weird interaction. And
LeBron made him dump her because she was being a distraction to the team. So she's not around anymore. Well,
You sure? It broke up?
I don't know. Who keeps up with that stuff? Anyway, like I said, they signed Bogut. Everybody thought Bogut was going to be the anchor to hold him down in the middle. The man plays 2 minutes and snap goes his leg.
Yeah, he brought that brief time he was a Sixer. He got that mojo. So, Bogut, we'll see you in 2019, bro.
I'm like, yeah. I mean, seriously? Man, I know LeBron was like, man, this just can't happen. But
I'm sure he went and whined. We need to get somebody else. It'll
be interesting. J.R. Smith's pretty close to coming back. But like I said, Toronto's been playing good ball. Washington looks very good.
Toronto's got a key injury. Lowry's hurt, right?
Yeah, he's nicked up. I think he'll be back before the playoffs too. But then it's going to come down to who are they going to be matched up in the first round with, and can he get back in game shape before they get to take on Cleveland or Washington or one of these teams. So that ought to be an interesting thing there. But it'll be interesting in the East. At least this year they'll be a little bit more competitive because last year it was just a walkthrough for Cleveland through there last year.
Yeah. All right. So who do you have? Of course, every week we talk about who we got MVP so far. Has this past week changed your mind any?
No, not mine. Not at all. I mean, Kawhi Leonard is playing. He's the best 2-way player in the league.
Yeah,
okay? There's no doubt about that. Nobody dominates both sides of the floor like Kawhi Leonard, but he's not putting up the numbers that Russ Westbrook still is. And if you're talking about MVP, that's what it's about. Who's putting up the numbers? It ain't who's most valuable to their team. If that's the thing, LeBron wins an MVP every single year. It's all about who's putting up the big stats. Like I said, to me, it's still the same. I got Russ Westbrook. I got the beard second. So that's the way it still rolls for me. And I still got Kevin Durant at third. I mean, if you want to, like I said, if you want to talk about who's more valuable to the team, totally different conversation. But who's putting up the stats and who's making the most noise is definitely still Russ Westbrook, the beard, and then I got Durant third.
Good point. So can't argue with any of those.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, with LeBron, with the team being seemingly so stacked, I think that kind of takes away from the amount of credit he gives.
Yeah.
But obviously, like I said, he, probably is the most valuable player, no doubt. Especially when you look at what happens after he leaves.
You go from the finals to the lottery.
Do you have any credence? Do you give any credence to this notion that Westbrook is shooting too much or not getting teammates involved enough?
I mean, the man's averaging 11 assists a game. I mean,
Right.
what the hell else do you want him to do? I mean, let's face facts. OKC, they don't have any other legitimate offensive threats on that team. I mean, they've got a couple of pieces on the team, but they don't have a true number two. They don't have a Klay Thompson. They don't have a Kyrie Irving. They don't have that second guy on their team, who can pick up the slack in case Russ have a night off.
They don't have a second guy.
They don't have Robin.
Shot.
Yeah, they got Batman. They don't have Robin. Because I said if Russ Westbrook doesn't go off every single night, they get blown out.
Yeah.
And even when he goes for 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists, it's still either a close win or a loss.
Yeah, I mean, he had 58 the other night and they lost.
Exactly. I mean, what else do you want him to do?
Right.
Serve drinks and concessions? I mean, it's the only thing he can do.
All right, so let's tell everybody, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Kane_ice. All right, hit us up there. Be on the lookout for our bracket challenge. All right, we're going to set up a group, and the winner will get some sort of prize, most likely a gift card. But like I said, if you want to be involved, leave a comment below and make sure you hit subscribe. Everybody, please hit that subscribe button. Support us. And Kane, what do you want to leave the people with this week, brother?
Nothing much. Make sure you follow us on Facebook as well. We got our Instagram page. Make sure you interact with us. Send us some questions. We'd love to read your questions on the air. Answer them. We'll respond to you on Twitter as well. So look forward to that. And also, I'm really, really looking forward to this bracket contest. This is one of my highlights of the year. I love filling out the brackets. I'm a big college basketball fan. Go Tar Heels. And I'm really looking forward to this year's tournament. I think we've got about 5 teams that can win it this year. So it'll be an interesting thing. Like I said, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That's gonna be an entry point to the contest to win the contest. That you subscribe to our channel and you fill out your bracket. More news to come on that in the next couple of days after brackets get announced on Sunday. All
right. So appreciate you, brother. Have a great week. We're gonna be back at you. Make sure you support the sponsors, PhantomNetwork.com. Check out CaneIce.com for all our old shows, and we're out.